Hey, what's going on, y'all? So, today I want to yap about Project 06. It's a recent Sonic fan game I've been playing, and it's really good, so I wanted to talk about it. So, Project 06 is a remake of the original Sonic the Hedgehog 2006. And, the original Sonic 06 was one of the worst Sonic games ever made. Probably one of the worst games ever made, period. And, the game was notorious for its, game breaking glitches, the long loading screens, overall just stiff movement, unenjoyable characters to play as. So it left fans wondering what the game could have been had Sega not released a rushed product. And so this is where Chaos X comes in, the one behind Project 06. And so, yeah, Project 06 is a ground up remake using the Unity engine. And I find this very fascinating because I've used Unity before, like for school projects or personal projects of mine. And to see a game like Project 06 be made with Unity shows the potential that game engine has. And I believe Chaos X did a really good job capturing the potential of using a game engine like this. It's personally inspiring for me to see a game like this being made in Unity. So I wanted to talk about what makes this remake so good. So first of all, let's talk about how polished the game is. Very rarely have I run into any glitches. The game is by all means not perfect when it comes to glitches, but it's not game breaking like the original. Like the original had a lot of run stopping glitches. Like there's types of glitches where it's like you can ignore, but the original 06 had a lot of glitches that actually interrupted your gameplay. So yeah, it goes without saying, but it's not cool to have in a game. So I'm glad P-06 didn't have a lot of game breaking glitches like that. Another thing about the original was, like I said, the long loading screens. The loading screens could take about, let's say, a minute or so, which is egregiously long for a loading screen. And so in P06, the loading screens are actually reduced to seconds, which is a great display of how optimized the loading is in this game. So yeah, 06 was just notorious for its long loading screens. So having that fixed is also a huge flex. And the controls, more specifically the physics of the characters, have been revamped. The physics allow for the player to essentially flow. Now, so what is this flow I'm talking about? Well, in the original classic and also in the adventure games and even in Frontiers, the player is allowed to fully express themselves through movement. And a lot of this is accomplished through momentum preservation, which 06 does not do in the original, but in P06 it's a staple. You can do a lot of shortcuts in P06 that you couldn't do in the original, which performing shortcuts like the ones you can do in P06 is the essence of Sonic. Because in the original games, you're encouraged to, go fast, to replay the levels, to understand how the levels work, and to be faster at them, to get higher scores. And this is wonderfully translated in the adventure games and in P06. P06 honestly is actually, to me, a spiritual successor to the adventure games. This is the closest thing we'll ever get to Sonic Adventure 3. One thing I also like about P06 is the integrity it has. The integrity to not stray too far away from the original game. It's a faithful remake. Not only is it a faithful remake, but it improves upon it in every single way. The level design, even though it has a few changes, are relatively the same. And the changes that have been made have been for the better. Especially Dusty Desert, Silver's version of the stage. The notorious ball puzzle at the end of Silver stage, it's a huge showstopper in the original 06, but here it's fixed and more intuitive to navigate. All the characters have been fixed as well. Some characters like Sonic, Blaze, Shadow, like they didn't receive too much changes because in the original they had a solid moveset, but everything else about the controls kind of just watered them down. But here, with the updated physics, these three characters are really fun to play as. Well, not too drastic to the point that they're unrecognizable, but characters like, let's go through like Tails for example. In the original, he could really only attack with the dummy ring bomb, but here he's given the tail attack from the original Sonic Adventure. But of course, the dummy ring bomb is still present within the game. So that's the integrity I was talking about. Characters like Amy, for example. Amy's given in the original, she was given a double jump, which was a huge momentum killer. But here, she still has a double jump, but the double jump is way different now. The double jump carries her momentum. It's a actual attack you can use. Like she's still in her ball form, so you can still hurt enemies with it. So yeah, the game celebrates the original by keeping what was there, but adding upon it, which is really cool. Another thing that has been made was, remember the glitches I was talking about, right? Knuckles and Rouge in the original game, climbing up walls was very difficult because 50% of the time you couldn't even jump off of them, they would stick to the wall. But here, 100% of the time you can jump off the walls without any issue. Not to mention the moveset overhauls that Knuckles and Rouge got as well. And the skateboarding sections are way more fun. Firstly, they fixed the animations. Like in the original, let's say you're jumping off a ramp, Sonic would just like stand still or crouch still, I should say. Like it wasn't really an evolved animation. But here, once you jump off ramp, Sonic spins and turns and flips, like in Adventure 2. And so, it gives the game personality again. But on the topic of the skateboarding, the original felt very stiff to control, like I said. But here, it's more, I would say it has more momentum when you're moving. And it added a little kick you can do to pick yourself back up once you get slowed down. So like I said, it's like this flow state the game promotes for the player. And one last thing, the enemy encounters are also more fun to do because the game rewards you with more points if you destroy all the enemies without like touching the ground. So like let's say you're home attacking with Sonic, you destroy all the enemies like in a circle without touching the ground. It's really fun to chain together all of these attacks to score higher points, because after a while the enemy encounters can be very redundant in the original. So adding this adds a little bit more like depth and thinking to do within the battles. So yeah, it's amazing to see one of the worst games ever made turned into probably one of the best games ever made. The Sonic Project 06 is honestly a game you should check out if you have a PC. I'll say I want remakes to be more like this, capturing the original essence of the game, but expanding on it, not taking away features, not dumbing down the difficulty. Well, I mean, sometimes that is kind of necessary if the difficulty is like insane. But yeah, just that original integrity. I think that's what players appreciate in remakes like this. And so yeah, shout out to Chaos X and the team behind Project 06. And yeah, that's about it. I wanted to share everything I liked about this game. Yeah, so thank you all for watching. I want to do more unscripted videos like this where I could just yap about whatever I want. So yeah, once again, thank you all for watching and God bless.